What do all these images that you're seeing right in front of you right now all have in common? They were all shot on the 40mm lens. And DZOFilm, known for the picture zooms and the Vespid Primes, have just released their 40mm lens. How's it going? Jesse here, back with another YouTube video, and today I really want to talk to you about a brand new lens from DZOFilm, their 40mm. They're famous for their picture zooms, which were great, and then their Vespid Primes. This is a new installment in their Vespid Prime series. I've been an owner of their lenses for about a full year now, and I really love the quality of those lenses. They're sharp, they're very, very well built. The focus throws are great. It's all internal. There's no like focusing, you know, the barrel doesn't push in and out. It's got 80mm front threads that you can get EF or PL mount. And I don't know, I just think the quality is really good for the price that you get. So I was excited when DZO reached out and wanted me to see if I wanted to make a video about their new 40mm, because 40mm, as you saw from the images earlier, it's a great focal length. It's a great, great perspective. It's not too wide that, you know, you're not getting like, you know, distortion and whatnot, but it's not too tight where you feel like you're like claustrophobic. It's kind of right in the center between 35 and 50, which is a perfect sweet spot where a lot of DPs like to live, like Roger Deakins. They really love to live in this 40mm range. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take a look at this lens compared up against very, very, very expensive cinema lenses, specifically the Cooke Speed Panchro classic lenses, the Cooke Mini S4Is, and then the new Angenieux Optimo Primes. As you can see here by the price tags, this thing is quite a bit cheaper than some of the other options. And as you're gonna see how well it punches well above its price range. So for context, this lens retails, I believe, for $1,400. I don't know, I'll put the actual price here if it is different than that. The Cooke Speed Panchro is almost $12,000. The Cooke Mini S4Is is, I think, around like $8,000, just a little bit less than that. But the Angenieux Optimo, I think over $25,000 just for that lens, which is absolutely ridiculous in terms of price. So this is 20 times less than the Optimo and about 10 times less in price than the Cooke Speed Panchro. So let's take a look at these tests and have a look and see what we're looking at. You really only see the things that make this lens cheaper when you shoot it wide open. When you stop down in 2.8 and f4, as you can see with these tests here, it's pretty similar to the Cooks and the Optimo, especially in terms of retaining detail. It's very, very, very sharp. It's almost no breathing at all. You'll see here that the Pancro actually has a lot of breathing, whereas this doesn't breathe at all. So that's very similar to the Optimo in that way. I would say if there's one drawback with the Vespid Primes is their chromatic aberration, which is you can see those purple fringes around the edges of like really high contrast scenes. Again, this chart that we're looking at here is meant to break lenses and make, designed to show off like where it's not as, like where it has CA and where it has issues. So every lens is gonna show just a little bit and whatnot. And this definitely shows chromatic aberration. But honestly, that's the only thing. Like the lens is built very, very well. The focus throw and the iris throws, you can see right here, it's so smooth. It's a joy to pull on. Like they really did a really good job with the construction here. And handling both the Cooks and the Optimos compared to this, it's around the same quality, like the quality feel in your hand. So that's a huge plus right there. Again, they're fast. These are open up all the way to T2.1, and they cover full frame. We're doing these tests on my Red Komodo. We're actually shooting this on the Red Komodo, so I wasn't able to demonstrate the full frame capability of this. But yeah, these lenses also cover full frame, which is ridiculous. Not even the Master Primes cover full frame, so there's something to keep in mind there. The close focus on these lenses is really good too. Like they can go right up, as you can see right here, as you get right up into this our little foreground object here. It gets right up into there, so you can get like almost macro level shots with this lens. It's really insane. As you can see, like I think the lens color wise, it kind of leans a little bit, like it's got a neutral look. I would say it kind of leans a little bit into that like kind of slightly more magenta, slightly cooler look. So if you kind of like that old Zeiss color, I would say this is like very similar in terms of like old Zeiss color. The bokeh on this lens is really nice. It's really soft, as you can see here in kind of these out of focus elements. It's really, like it doesn't have those vintage like ring bokeh like you see here with the Cookspeed Pancros. With this lens, it definitely has more of a like a Zeiss Supreme or the Airy Signature Prime look, where they just went ultra soft with the out of focus elements, which is really nice if you're into that look. But if you're looking for kind of more of a vintage look and a little more of a softer look, you can always throw like a diffusion filter on here, like Hollywood Black Magic or Black Satin or something like that. But you're not gonna get those rings all around your bokeh though. That's something you can only get in a vintage lens. But again, those lenses are so much more expensive than this lens. And if you wanna go the Contax Zeiss route or the FD route, you're not gonna get this solid housing with gears and hard stops and a solid clamping front diameter. So there's always compromises here. So before I give you my final conclusion, my final thoughts, here is a little film that I made just shooting on this lens. So to kind of begin to summarize my thoughts, I think this lens is really, really good for the price. It's well constructed. The look is nice. It's not over the top, amazing vintage quality. It's definitely sharper than some of the other options out there on the market. But if you're after something that's really clean, it's a really clean look that doesn't breathe and whatnot, and you want a really solid cinema housing where you can do focus gears and everything on that, and you don't want to spend $40,000, $50,000, I think this lens might be for you. At least it is for me. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. Definitely check out all the links below in the description. Huge shout out to DZOFilm Camera for allowing me to come and test their other lenses. They were super, super nice. All the people there are amazing. Please check them out. Links down in the description. Hope this is really informative to you, and yeah, I haven't figured out how to end a YouTube video well, so I guess I'm just gonna end it right here.